Right now, a Wisconsin company marks 1 year since a mass shooting killed 6. First responders reflect on what happened that day.
Plus, a third vaccine possibly out over the weekend. What needs to happen today to make that possible?
We've been tracking patchy, dense fog this morning. Now we're tracking a possible wintry mix headed into tonight. We have what you need to know in your first word forecast.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Josh Ryder. Chris Stanford is off this morning. Today marks 1 year since the mass shooting at Molson Coors in Milwaukee.
6 people lost their lives that day, including the gunman. Our Taylor Lazenby is just outside of Molson Coors in Milwaukee with that story this morning. Hi, Taylor.
Hi, Leah. Hi, Josh. Good morning. Still pages of police reports leave several questions unanswered, but one of most important is why this tragedy happened in the first place. Now, it all started at 2 p.m. on February 26th of 2020 when police first responded to a call that stated employees in the break room of Molson Coors heard 4 rapid gunshots. Police found the bodies of Jesus Val Jr., Gene Levshitz, Trevor Wetzlar, Dana Walk, and Dale Hudson. 20 minutes after the first 911 call, officers found the body of gunman Anthony Farrell, who shot himself. Now, just a year later, I spoke with 2 Milwaukee police officers who responded to this call.
You respond to these incidents and you see the victims and you look closely and you see that they have a wedding band on their hand and you know that there's a spouse, a family, a child that is attached to that human, and it's upsetting.
There's a lot of things that I think about, just responding fast enough. Yeah, just to change the response and try to get there fast.
Now, those officers you just heard from tell me that this day was difficult and still has an emotional toll and effect on many that served that day. Now, coming up in the next half hour, we're going to hear from Molson Coors representative on how they are working to honor the lives lost throughout today. Live in Milwaukee for News 3 Now, I'm Taylor Lazenby.
Taylor, thank you very much. 6:02 now. The U.S. could have authorization to begin administering a third COVID-19 vaccine as soon as this week. FDA advisors are set to meet this morning to review the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. If they recommend it, the full agency could sign off on Friday or Saturday. Then the matter has to go to the CDC, where advisors do plan to meet about it on Sunday. An FDA analysis already shows Johnson & Johnson has met the requirements for emergency use authorization. President Biden ready to roll once that vaccine is approved. He says the shot will be distributed as quickly as Johnson & Johnson can make it. White House officials say states will receive around 2 million doses of the vaccine. The remaining doses will be allocated to pharmacies and community health centers.
A big victory for Pfizer that should help get its vaccine to more sites. The FDA is agreeing to allow Pfizer vaccine to be transported and stored at normal freezer temperatures. The decision can relieve some of the constraints that have been made about the vaccine, especially difficult to transport and store. The previous recommendation was that the vaccine be stored at ultra-cold temperatures between -80 and -60 degrees Celsius. If vials of vaccine have been thawed but not yet diluted, the FDA said they may be kept in a normal refrigerator for up to 5 days, just as before. A new study shows that certain arthritis drugs can help critically ill COVID patients. The study focused on medications used to treat rheumatoid arthritis. Those drugs were found to help ICU coronavirus patients who were put on ventilation or given cardiovascular support. More research is still needed, though. Another study found that one arthritis drug did not result in hospitalized patients with COVID-related pneumonia getting significantly better. Both studies were published in the New England Journal of Medicine on Thursday.
6:03 now. Chris Reese keeping an eye on our first warn weather and a little bit of fog that's sticking around this morning.
Yeah, just a little bit of it. Not a major deal, but where the fog is, it is certainly dense in some spots. Here we are looking at a dense fog advisory for our 3 most southwestern counties. So that's going to be Iowa, Lafayette, and Grant counties underneath that fog advisory. That's through about 9 o'clock this morning. Then things are going to get better, but you really can see the fog following the Wisconsin River Valley from central Wisconsin down towards southwestern Wisconsin. A half-a-mile visibility in Mineral Point, a quarter-mile visibility as you work your way towards Lone Rock. But I can tell you, even the west side of Madison, western Dane County, it's tough to see. On my own drive to work this morning, you had some spots where it was clear. You're driving down the road, and before you know it, boom, 0. So take it easy out there. Temperatures are also below freezing. So with that, this freezing fog is creating some more of that rime icing that we've seen multiple times this winter. Here's a beautiful shot. The sun coming up on a Friday, telling you that today is going to be a beautiful day. You still see a little bit of that fog right there on the horizon. Our temperature is at 21 degrees this morning. The wind chill coming in at 15. Teens and 20s all across the board for us. 18 in the Dells, 14 in Lone Rock, 19 as you work your way towards Janesville. Monroe waking up at 24. But Doppler track is all quiet for us this morning. This may change, though, as we move into tonight. So as we plan your day, have those sunglasses on hand for early on, but the cloud cover increases as we move towards your afternoon and evening. Temperatures will be in the upper 30s to right around 40, but it's that light system that I've been talking about coming our way. Once that arrives, it's going to be fairly weak, but we're talking a wintry mix of sleet, freezing rain, and snow overnight. Most of us aren't even going to see it. But even if air temperatures are above freezing, our road temperatures are still below freezing. So this creates a glaze of ice as you're waking up on your Saturday morning. So keep that in mind. Once that clears out, things are absolutely fantastic, folks. 46 for your Saturday afternoon, 38 on Sunday, but even our extended forecast has a lot of warmth in it, and it gets better by next Sunday. We're saying 3 degrees away from 50 for your high temperature. Leah Lynchide says right now, see, you can say 47 or you can say 3 degrees away from 50, and you get a totally different reaction there. Here we are. This is your traffic map this morning. All is good on the Beltline. We are starting to see your typical brake spots at the stoplights on East Wash headed towards the Capitol. Expect that. Also, a couple of brake lights showing up at the Stoughton Road interchange. We're going to watch that traffic as we go throughout the morning. So far, Dane County is all good. Let's keep it a good Friday and keep the traffic and the weather smooth.
Yeah, as far as that forecast, Chris, I'm guessing that there probably isn't going to be any snow left at the end of the 10-day.
I don't think so. I'm only crying inside about it when I'm off the air. But, you know, it's been a good winter. We've had consistent snow cover since really December 12th. I think Christmas Eve and Christmas Day were the only days where we didn't have snow on the ground. Of course, go figure. But then from the 26th on, we've had snow on the ground. This has been my favorite winter in Wisconsin so far. So.
All right. Chris Reese, thank you. 6:07 right now, from hospitals to public health officials to the state health department. There's a focus on making sure everyone has a fair shot at getting the vaccine.
That means using a tool designed by the CDC for times of disaster. Madeline O'Neill has more on the equity equation for the shot.
From the lost memories of what could have been to the painful new ones.
We've lost over 500,000 people.
Nothing about COVID-19 is fair.
That number keeps me up at night.
For some, the virus has been especially unfair, with minorities more likely to get sick and die.
This is a terrible crisis.
UW-Madison Assistant Professor Tiffany Green points to structural racism, differences in access to health care, factors always lurking, now exposed in broad daylight.
We are seeing a lot of people that want the vaccine and can't get it.
But not just because of supply.
Our focus has been around racial equity.
At UW Health, that's meant sending the first round of 1B vaccine invitations to higher-risk patients 65 and older, including Black, Latinx, and Native American patients. While vaccinating their Phase 1A employees, UW Health used an algorithm taking into account age and the Social Vulnerability Index.
One way to really be able to determine those who are potentially at higher risk.
At higher risk for things like hospitalization and death, taking into account factors such as socioeconomic status, minority status, and transportation access. The SVI shows Rock County at a moderate to high level of vulnerability, the highest in our viewing area. Rock County public health officials see it play out specifically in urban settings like Janesville and Beloit.
Poverty, race, language, disease burden, age, lack of access to transportation and housing are considered in our vaccination efforts.
Once that's identified,
so we're able to specifically target and bring resources into communities without necessarily putting them higher on a list.
That means bringing vaccine information about things like available appointments to neighborhood businesses and leaders.
We're looking at meeting people where they are in their communities where they live.
But it's not a one-way street.
Whatever those barriers that we identify through listening to those communities, we're able to mitigate them.
Now, Janesville is home to Wisconsin's first public regional vaccination site at Black Hawk Technical College.
I think the state has seen the need and that we have in Rock County.
We are making good efforts, particularly with putting vaccine clinics in places like Rock County that rely on community-centered healthcare providers.
Green says the state as a whole can do better, as the pandemic numbers keep her up at night.
It's just staggering.
She's thinking about a more fair tomorrow.
Look at making long-term investments in our public health infrastructure so that when the next pandemic comes, and it will, that we are prepared.
Madeline O'Neill reporting for us. The state's Department of Health Services has a number of considerations when it comes to vaccine distribution, the Social Vulnerability Index being one of them. Rock County officials want to stress being patient as we all wait our turn for the vaccine and keep up with safety practices in the meantime. Okay, 6:10 on your Friday. Still ahead, we've seen some of the lowest mortgage rates in history, but we're starting to see a change.
And later, we take you to a hot spot in town, trying out a new virtual kitchen model right along with the classics. It is the final day of our Restaurant Week series. You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Stick around.
It's the A1 Furniture and Mattress Instant Cashback event. Save up to 40% off store-wide. Plus, get $50 instant cashback on every $500 you spend. Take advantage of 4 years free financing with qualified purchase. Shop in-store or online. Only at A1 Furniture.
We're in, we're out, we're back on the road. Let's go. Here we go. Pick them up, put them down. Get on in there, get a snack, go to the bathroom. Everybody goes to the bathroom. Make sure the cat goes to the bathroom. We are not stopping anywhere else. The youth will go to the bathroom. Who's that guy? When do we pick him up? All right.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2021. Nominate your favorites online for the Best of Madison in over 140 categories, including general heating and air conditioning, best heating and cooling, celebrating 75 years of serving the Madison community, and Hooper Corporation, Best Plumber, Madison's premier plumber for your home and business. Go to MadisonMagazine.com to nominate your favorites to be the very best of Madison. But hurry, nominations end February 28th.
Winning Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 times in a row, that had never been done before. Then again, neither had a 12-inch touchscreen or 1,000 pound-feet of torque, or being the only pickup on Car and Driver's 10 Best list. Never been done before. It's just kind of our thing.
During the Ram President's Day event, get 0% financing for 72 months, plus $3,750 total bonus cash on the 2021 Ram 1500.
Madison Magazine's Restaurant Week is new and updated for 2021. Participating restaurants will provide a 3-course menu at a special price for dining in at the restaurant or for takeout that you can enjoy at home. Dining with a choice. Don't miss Restaurant Week 2021, February 22nd through the 27th. Additional support provided by Wisconsin Beef Council and E&J Gallo Winery. For Restaurant Week menus and details, visit MadisonMagazine.com.
President's Day means more savings at the Brothers Maine President's Day Super Sale. Get in right now for the sale of the season with more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. We've got a lot more satisfaction for you at Maine, like up to 18 months 0% financing and free delivery to make life a little easier. Hey, there's more home satisfaction at the Moore store. The President's Day Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more satisfaction today at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Better?
Get instant cash back on every mattress purchase over $500 only at A1 Furniture. Save up to 40% off top name brand mattresses. Plus get instant cash back and 4 years free financing with qualified purchase. Shop in-store or online now at A1 Furniture.
6:14 your time now. We are learning more about President Biden's first known military action this morning. Airstrikes overnight in eastern Syria. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says it's in response to recent attacks against U.S. personnel in Iraq. Those attacks killed a civilian contractor and wounded a U.S. service member. Austin says the strikes destroyed a number of buildings on the border used by a number of Iranian-backed militant groups. President Biden authorized that attack. The Department of Homeland Security now requiring states to spend more money to combat domestic terrorism. It's offering grant programs to help pay for it, with a requirement that at least a portion of that money be spent on combating violent extremists. Some of the funding also has to be used to enhance cybersecurity efforts. The grants do have some restrictions. States will not be allowed to buy grenade launchers, bayonets, or weaponized aircraft.
The acting U.S. Capitol Police Chief says there are threats ahead of President Biden's first State of the Union address. She says militia groups involved in the January 6th riots at the U.S. Capitol want to, quote, blow up the Capitol when Biden addresses Congress. She says law enforcement remains concerned about threats in Washington, D.C. No date has been set for Biden's first State of the Union.
The President and First Lady plan to visit Houston today to check on recovery from the winter storms. This is President Biden's first official visit following a natural disaster. More than 7 million Texans are still facing water problems. About 11,000 still don't have power. The Bidens plan to meet with local leaders about those relief efforts. He's also scheduled to visit a vaccine distribution center after the weather delayed the delivery of 6 million doses. The economic impact of that deep freeze may be more costly than the most destructive hurricanes to hit Texas. That's according to economic research firm the Perryman Group. The deadly storm may cost nearly $300 billion when all is said and done. That's in part due to lost income and reduced economic output. That is more than double what Hurricanes Katrina and Harvey each ended up costing.
Mortgage rates are starting to climb this morning after some of the lowest interest rates in the history. Rates rose to the highest point since August of 2020 last week. Freddie Mac reported the average interest rate on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage went up to 2.97%. Financial experts point to a better economic outlook as the reason for the rise.
Zoom plans to offer free automatic closed captioning to its users starting this fall. It's calling the service Live Transcription. It will be an optional accessibility feature. Zoom says account holders who'd like to try it out now can request it. They can sign up on the company's website.
6:16 on a Friday morning. Let's check in with meteorologist Chris Reese on the forecast. And look at that sky. I tell you what, that's how you want to wake up on a Friday, Chris.
It really is, Josh. I stopped the camera right here because I said you cannot go without seeing this beautiful shot of our lovely city this morning. Once again, a pink sky out there. We have been spoiled almost every day this week with an incredible sunrise. Our temperature is cold, though. We're at 21. Not where we could be for this time of the year, so it's mild, relatively speaking. 15 is our wind chill, though. Winds are out of the south at 5. You hear me say it all the time. Whenever you have that wind out of the south, that's going to be a warming wind as you go throughout the day, and we're going to see that as we go through today as well. 19 is where we're starting out in Janesville this morning. Good morning to our friends in Rock County. Good morning to Lone Rock as well, starting out at 14. Camp Douglas, Black River Falls. Some common cold spots right around 10 and into the upper single digits, but ultimately, most of us are into the teens and 20s this morning. Now, here's Doppler track. Things are all going to be clear. You notice a couple of blips of blue showing up earlier on. That's really picking up on some of the fog that we had out there. Now, real blips of blue, where snow is actually coming down. That's going to be a part of, in parts of the western Dakotas this morning. That is actually a part of our next system that moves in as we head into tonight. So I'm going to be watching this as it starts to work its way towards the south and east. But in the meantime, look for sunshine as you are planning your day. 26 by 8 o'clock, 30s. By the time we get you towards 10, we should crack the freezing mark by the time we get you towards those early lunchtime hours. By lunch, we're at 37. Temperatures will warm their way up close to the 40-degree mark today, if not reaching 40 for that high. Then the clouds will be on the increase. We're going to talk about that system coming up at the top of the next half hour.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you very much. 6:18 now. We are continuing to highlight area businesses in the 608 for Madison Restaurant Week.
Today, we're checking out the nitty-gritty in downtown. Aside from some tried and true traditional recipes on their Restaurant Week menu, the Nitty is trying something new this year, a virtual kitchen. They launched Cluck at the start of the year, their own take on the nationwide chicken sandwich wars. We'll tell you how to order from Cluck and take a look at their Restaurant Week offerings ahead in our next half hour.
Hope you're looking to get hungry at 6:30. 6:30 in the morning.
We always are, right?
I
feel bad for I feel bad for our viewers, but at the same time I don't, because we're here for a reason, folks. We want you to shop local. But yeah, we've had some very, very good, tasty things this week, Leah.
Feel bad for our viewers. I feel bad for Chris Reese. He never gets to come along on all these snacking adventures.
Forever leave me out on this, but that's okay.
Oh, poor guy. We'll bring back snacks next time, okay?
All right, sounds good.
Because we are highlighting every single restaurant taking part in Restaurant Week, so you can help give back to your local spot. Villa Dolce has some great options for you, like braised lamb shank or shrimp scampi. You can find their full menu, their phone number, and a list of Restaurant Week spots over on our Channel 3000 mobile app.
Remember, you can let me know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out either on social media or email us at inthe608@wisctv.com for a chance to be featured. And if it involves food or drink,
you know we're in.
I was going to say, Leah's probably going to be tagging along. It's been nice having you tagging along with me on the 608 shoot this week, Leah.
It's been fun. It's been very filling, both my heart and my belly. So thank you very much, Josh, for the invitation.
Yeah, there's so much at our fingertips, so I was happy to have you along this week. All right, 6:20 is your time, and ahead in our next half hour, a new way doctors are trying to help COVID patients regain their sense of smell.
And with a new vaccine approved possibly by the weekend, how many doses Wisconsin could get as early as next week? Stay with us.
This portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Cobison Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobison, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobison.com to apply.
You ready?
No.
No.
You ready? Yes. Are you ready to go to sleep for real?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Guess what? You get 2 kisses. Very good. And one more for good luck.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
You thought you were the only ones who'd go someplace just because you liked the name of the town. The only ones who didn't just want to see the world, but needed to explore every corner of it. You thought you were the only ones until you discovered others just like you. Jeep Cherokee, there's only one.
Right now, get 0% financing for 84 months or $4,750 total cash allowance on select 2021 Jeep Cherokee models. Hurry to the Jeep President's Day event today.
We see a vast desert of sand with distant hazy mountains. On a dusty road, a black car travels at speed. A man walks to the top of a large dune. He turns his head. Behind him, a band of armored vehicles waits to spring a trap.
Well, he's in trouble.
What happened?
At Spectrum, we think nothing beats movie night.
The man gives the signal to attack.
So the Spectrum Access app gives the visually impaired audio description on their phone, so nobody misses a thing.
Madison Magazine's Restaurant Week is new and updated for 2021. Participating restaurants will provide a 3-course menu at a special price for dining in at the restaurant or for takeout that you can enjoy at home. Dining with a choice. Don't miss Restaurant Week 2021, February 22nd through the 27th. Brought to you by the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, helping veterans, elderly, and disabled neighbors in need. For Restaurant Week menus and details, visit madisonmagazine.com.
Cobison Buses, now hiring.
After we backed that bus out of its stall and started driving, I just loved it. We really get a chance to get to know each other. Almost everyone has a different story about how they came to bus driving, so you really end up feeling like you're part of a family.
Visit Cobison.com to apply.
All right, we always ask you to share your morning with us. I've taken quite a bit of flack this week for not cleaning my car enough, and I couldn't tell you why.
Yeah, today is the final day of Pick on Leah week.
Finally.
Which car is Leah's?
Can you tell?
I'll let you guess.
Josh's car is, of course, sparkling clean. We both have black vehicles. the comparison is not quite fair.
Yeah, you know, we park in the parking lot right next to each other every day, and I just shake my head every time. And Chris Reese, I know you're right alongside me. Your car is always clean.
Yeah, yesterday I said I was going to get the car washed, and sure enough, I went and I got the car washed. So it's a freshly cleaned car this morning, but I had to laugh because you all always park next to each other. But this morning when I came in, you all were in separate parking lots. So I was like, oh, I wonder why.
Trying to avoid pictures like this, Mr. Reese. Just trying to avoid it.
Oh, my goodness.
The first thing she told me when I walked in, she's like, no, I did not get a car wash.
Leah, you've got to do it today. You must get that car washed.
I have built-in time. Boys, I have built-in time this morning to run and get my car washed. I'm going to post a picture of it for proof. You're all going to be so proud of me. It's going to last a good 3 hours.
All right. Well, I mean, 3 hours is better than 0.
Hey, there you go. I think your car is going to be the happiest out of everyone. Your car needs a break.
I don't even know what to say. This has been a week of just rip Leah's car apart.
Oh, we love you.
Oh, well, Chris Reese, I love your forecast. Give me a chance to call.
It's a live leak of your car entering the car wash later on today. Now, here's that transformation of how things are going to play out. Oh, my gosh, it's sparkling clean when you come out on the other side. But today, tomorrow, and Sunday, I believe they're all good days to head to the car wash. Yes, we're going to see a little bit of a wintry mix tonight. It's not that big of a deal, folks. Even into tomorrow, when we see a little bit of cloud cover, it's still a good thing to get all that salt and gunk off of your car. And just, you're going to feel good. You're going to have a clean car. For some of us, the first time in a long time. So add the wax to these next few days. Really, that extended forecast is one that's going to be great. Wait till I show you this extended pattern here in just a moment. But planning your day, it's sunshine this morning. We'll see a little bit of cloud cover this afternoon. Temperatures are into the upper 30s to right around 40. But that 6 to 10 day stretch, folks, in the upper Midwest, you love to see it. We're talking above normal temperatures for not only the next 6 to 10 days, but the next 8 to 14 days. And even in the immediate term, going through that first week of March, we're looking drier than normal throughout most of the lower 48.
Thank you very much, Mr. Reese. Stay with us, folks. Another half hour up next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today. Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2021. Nominate your favorites online, like Buck and Honey's, for the Best of Madison in 5 food and drink categories, including Best New Restaurant, Wanakee. Nominate Buck and Honey's today at MadisonMagazine.com.
At U.S. Cellular, we believe everyone deserves 5G. Not just New York and L.A., but the millions of people in cities like yours, like Milwaukee, Rock Island, and Des Moines. That's why we're including 5G on all plans, no extra charge. Because everywhere matters, like Economowalk, Claysville, Prineville. U.S. Cellular has included 5G on all plans, no extra charge. Get unlimited data as low as $30 a month. U.S. Cellular.
Winning Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 times in a row, that had never been done before. Then again, neither had a 12-inch touchscreen or 1,000 pound-feet of torque, or being the only pickup on Car and Driver's 10 Best list. Never been done before. It's just kind of our thing.
During the Ram President's Day event, get 0% financing for 72 months, plus $3,750 total bonus cash on the 2021 Ram 1500.
What does it mean to fight for what's right? And who decides what's right? Is it right for an insurance adjuster to try to get you to settle for less than you deserve? Is it right to let victims struggle to pay their medical bills? To us, it means helping accident victims get their lives back to normal again. It means doing what's right for you. Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
I've spent the last 50 or so years wearing one of these masks. I've performed several thousand open heart surgeries as well as other surgeries, and I know the importance of a clean environment. It looks like the staff here at the Princeton Club does too. They've gone above and beyond. I'm Dr. Lou Bernhardt, and it's time to start exercising again.
Sleep Life got you down? For a price that won't keep you up at night, Denver Mattress has you covered. And during the 36-hour sale, check out the budget-friendly Summit Firm. Easy on the wallet for only $189.99. Shop our Doctor's Choice Original lineup starting at only $569.99. Or get a free $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic, plus 5 years no interest financing and free shipping right to your door. Say goodbye to sleepless nights and shop Denver Mattress today. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2021. Nominate your favorites online, like Buck and Honey's, for the Best of Madison in 5 food and drink categories, including Best New Restaurant, Wanakee. Nominate Buck and Honey's today at madisonmagazine.com.
And just 1 year later, we're live in Milwaukee with how the community is continuing to heal after the mass shooting at Molson Coors.
Plus, a third COVID vaccine is expected to get one step closer to authorization in the U.S. this weekend. What that would mean for Wisconsin.
Happy Friday, folks. You have made it to the weekend. We're tracking what you need to know in that first storm forecast.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good Friday morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Today marks 1 year since a Molson Coors employee shot and killed 5 of his coworkers.
The company has been preparing to help its employees process and grieve on what will be a very difficult day for the community. Taylor Lazenby is live in Milwaukee this morning with how the community is remembering those lives lost. Good morning, Taylor.
Good morning, Josh and Leah. That's right. Members of Molson Coors in the Milwaukee area will be able to take today off to grieve and to remember those lives lost just last year during that mass shooting. Now, moments of silence will also be held at the start of all shifts today across the company and will also be in the afternoon to mark when the gunman killed 5 of his coworkers, before turning to the gun on himself. Now, Molson Coors has spent the last year looking at how it confronts incidents of racism, which was a key part of police search for a motive.
Our CEO starts most of our meetings with acknowledging that it's been a difficult time, but acknowledging also the resilience of our people, and acknowledging also our company goal of putting our people first and making sure that they understand that we have these resources available to them, that we want to provide an environment where they feel like they can talk about their feelings, where they feel supportive, and where they feel like they have a place.
The National Compassion Fund received $1.8 million in donations following the shooting. All of that money goes towards the victims' families and employees that are dealing with trauma and suffering from this mass shooting just a year ago. Now, we'll have more on the investigation of Molson Coors coming up next in the next few minutes. For News 3, I'm Taylor Lazenby.
Taylor, thank you very much. Some developing news this morning. An FDA committee is expected to recommend emergency use for the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. That means it could be approved as soon as this weekend. The FDA has already determined the vaccine is safe and effective. It only requires 1 dose, and it doesn't need to be stored in sub-zero temperatures. The FDA will take the committee's vote into consideration when it decides whether to officially authorize the vaccine. If it gets the green light, Wisconsin could see those extra doses by early next week. And there's some new hope. That new shot will speed up vaccinations here in Wisconsin. Meanwhile, a new wave of workers will be eligible to get vaccinated starting Monday. Teachers and school staff are up next. But Dane County says it doesn't have enough supplies to start that group. Health officials say they'll have to wait at least 2 weeks. With supply as it is right now, some eligible groups could have to wait up to 2 months to get vaccinated.
Healthcare providers are canceling vaccination appointments because of these supply issues. UW Health is one of them. They've had to reschedule more than 4,000 appointments in Madison, including those who have already had to delay their appointments. The Journal-Sentinel reports virtually all of these cancellations are for people over the age of 65. A UW Health official says since the state changed the way it allocates doses a few weeks ago, appointments outnumbered the available doses. A spokesperson for the DHS didn't respond to requests for comment.
The CDC is trying to make it easier for you to find places to get your COVID vaccine. It's launched vaccinefinder.org, a website that will help you find approved providers in your area. You enter your zip code and search radius, and a list of nearby pharmacies and health centers will pop up. The tool shows whether a location has doses in stock or not. You can also search for a manufacturer if you're specifically looking for the Pfizer or the Moderna vaccine.
6:33 right now. We've been answering your vaccine questions since the start of the pandemic. A viewer recently asked News 3 Investigates to ask Wisconsin's legislators whether they'd gotten a COVID vaccine. So we did just that.
Will you get the vaccine when it's available to you? I think I will. It'll be a while yet. I'm not 65 yet.
I have not had a vaccine yet. I'm not eligible, but I look forward to getting vaccinated as soon as possible.
Naomi Coles polled 130 members of the legislature over email and a follow-up email to see who had already gotten the vaccine. 60 lawmakers responded, 10 Democrats and 59 Republicans did not. See what your representative had to say or didn't say, up right now on channel3000.com.
As the pandemic continues, we're hearing more stories about these so-called long haulers who lose their sense of taste and smell far beyond the initial infection. So how do you fix it? Some say smell therapy. In a nutshell, this is basically a way to retrain your brain to recognize smells again. Doctors in North Dakota are trying it with some of their patients. They say you just grab 4 or 5 things that have really distinct smells and then take big whiffs of them twice a day for a couple of weeks. The key here is to keep at it since results won't be immediate.
All right, 6:34 right now. Chris Reese is here with a look at your first warned weather forecast. Chris, I'm seeing the ice castles in Lake Geneva have been canceled for the rest of the year due to the warmer weather.
Oh, no. I haven't even gotten to see those yet. But you know what? It's a good point because temperatures are certainly warming up, and we are going to be well above average as we go through that forecast. Our overnight system that had the chance to bring snow and freezing rain, that's trending weaker and weaker as we get closer. And I'm telling you, we are looking at potentially a dry stretch with plenty of sunshine. I've been tracking temperatures this morning because we always want to know what it feels like this morning as opposed to when you headed out the door yesterday. And for the most part, it's similar. It's on par. Some of us are a couple degrees warmer. Some of us are a couple degrees cooler. Some of us are exactly where we were when we walked out the door yesterday. So we're all in the same ballpark. 15 in Watertown this morning. Janesville waking up at 19. We're at 15 in Lone Rock and Boscobel. Good morning to all of you. Good morning to Mineral Point at 23. Good morning to us in Madison at 21. I want to show you this. This is a beautiful shot. Of course, we have our orange glow on the horizon. The sun is coming up, but this layer right here, this is the fog that's blanketing the city on the west side of town. So yes, you're driving out the door or heading out the door, you're getting on the road. There's a little bit of fog out there in some spots. Take it easy because we are below freezing. That leads to slick spots. Also a little bit of that rime icing out there. 21 is our temperature right now. We plan your day with more sunshine. You need the sunglasses. Clouds will increase later on. That's as temperatures are going to be closer to the 40-degree mark. But Doppler track is overall quiet for us. Let's take you hour by hour. This is 8 o'clock. Temperatures are right around 26. This gray that you see, this is the fog. Watch that burn off. Now we start to see the cloud cover working its way on in. This is now 4 o'clock. Upper 30s and low 40s all across the board here throughout south central Wisconsin. From there, attention turns to tonight. This is all that's left of that system I've been telling you about since we got into the office on Monday. This weak system moves on out of here, but the ground is frozen, so be careful of slick spots if you're heading out early on Saturday morning. But by Saturday afternoon, things really begin to improve, and our pattern improves as well. We'll see a shot of cooler air on Monday, then it's the milder air really taking hold as we go through that extended forecast, along with the drier air too. Here it is. Leah Linshide's going to smile at this one. All yellow. Even our chances for precipitation, they're overnight, so there's no day in this 10-day forecast that actually has any kind of rain or snow graphic on it. So it's a good forecast. We're looking at 47 or 3 degrees away from 50 by the time we get you towards next Sunday. Let's talk traffic, shall we? It's all good. There's a stalled vehicle showing up on the Beltline close to the Raymond Road exit there. Not Raymond Road, but Verona Road. No major delays are being caused because of that. We're also seeing our typical slowdowns downtown on the Isthmus. But throughout Dane County, roads continue to look in great shape. And throughout Rock County, things are in great shape as well.
Boy, that's a spring in Wisconsin forecast if I've ever seen one, Chris. Do you think we're going to see another big snow event before the end of the winter?
Don't say it.
Say it. Say it.
No, absolutely. I mean, you know, it's really hard to tell, but this is in the upper Midwest. This is fall, spring, #1. And in research, some of Wisconsin's biggest snow events have happened in March and April. So I can't say for sure, but I wouldn't necessarily put the snow shovel away.
I'm not disappointed, are you?
Oh, of course not.
Didn't think so. Didn't think so. Thank you, Mr. Reese. 6:38 now. A Wisconsin teen battling cancer for more than a year is getting a much-needed boost this morning. It comes in the form of a new puppy, one his family hopes will make his fight a little bit easier. Justin Sennett is 17 years old. He has high-risk acute lymphoblastic leukemia. The West Bend teen has been undergoing chemotherapy, and the days can be rough, but he has persevered. He says the 8-week-old pup will help on those tougher days.
He'll always be there, and he'll always have a, happy face on him, so he'll cheer me up.
This little guy is a mini doodle. His name is Yelly, after Justin's personal hero, Brewer star Christian Yelich. Justin's family has partnered with the dog's breeder to help give other children in similar situations the chance to get their own Yelly. Boy, nothing a dog can't help, right, Josh?
Yeah, this is a little tease, but in a couple of weeks, we're going to share a little bit more on another dog story here in the 608, and you'll want to stay tuned to that, Leah. I know I told you about the story, and you're already geeking out about it.
We love a good puppy story here on the show, and we are, of course, wishing Justin a speedy recovery. 6:39 now. We're starting out our Friday on a pretty nice note. Chris tracking a little snow and rain mix, though, that might impact your weekend plans. He's up next.
And we're back in the 608 this morning, wrapping up our Restaurant Week coverage. Today, we stopped out by a downtown favorite when News 3 Now this morning returns.
Get the ultimate deals on sleep made simple at Ashley Home Store's Ultimate Mattress Sale. Save as much as 70% off clearance and 4-sample mattresses while they last. Shop early for best selection. They're going fast at Ashley Home Store.
Medical bills. Missed time at work. Life-changing injuries. Household expenses. When you're the victim of an accident, it can feel like the weight of the entire world is on your shoulders. But we've dedicated our personal injury law firm to help take this crippling burden off your back. Habish, Habish & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Your eyes are everything. They're how you see the world and connect with others. At Shopco Optical, your eyes are everything to us too, which is why we offer everything to help you see better and look better. A huge selection of designer frames, convenient locations, and experienced optometrists. We're Shopco Optical. You'll see.
Right now, get 40% off lenses with the purchase of any frames.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call the number on your screen and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month. So call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 1-800-451-3571 to receive your free Carefree Dental Card information kit.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 15 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game, so you better bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, you can get $1,500 customer cash on a new 2021 Highlander or Highlander Hybrid. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Get the ultimate style for the ultimate deal at Ashley Home Store's Ultimate Sale. Save big on everything in the store, including doorbusters up to 50% off. Plus, take bonus discounts off our sale prices online and in-store. And no interest financing for 3 years. Ashley Home Store.
Every day, News 3 Now investigates, taking action to discover and report the facts to make sure your voice is heard. That's why News 3 Now investigates. Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today.
6:43 this morning. We're back in the 608 to wrap up our Restaurant Week coverage. Today we're visiting a classic. You might know the Nitty Gritty as the birthday place in town. It's sticking to its roots for its Restaurant Week menu, offering some tried and true recipes for you to check out.
We also asked them about a new venture, a so-called virtual restaurant that might have you ordering a chicken sandwich over that Nitty Burger. Check it out.
We continue to highlight local businesses in the 608 this week for Winter Restaurant Week.
Yeah, you can find us at the Nitty Gritty in downtown Madison. We're being joined by the owner, Eric Simnick. Eric, I got to be honest with you. putting cheese curds in front of me, they're not going to last very long.
That's a dangerous move.
Yeah, that's a popular item here at the Nitty Gritty, a staple we've had here for 50 years. So.
Yeah, with the sauce and everything. But I want to talk first about your virtual restaurant. Folks might not know about Cluck. Tell us about it.
Yeah, Cluck was a concept kind of born out of necessity here in the COVID era. We're looking for ways to generate sales, looking for ways to kind of maximize our efficiency as a restaurant. Where can we get dollars from our customers? And we saw the popularity of fried chicken. We kind of led us to think to ourselves, we can do that, but we can do it better. We have better ingredients. We can do things on a local level, and just the Nitty Gritty did that for burgers years and years ago, and I thought it was something we could naturally do here with Cluck, is offer, fried chicken sandwiches, kind of an artisan style.
So what do you have specifically this week for Cluck?
So our sandwiches stay the same. We have 9 or 10 fried chicken sandwiches. Some of them are here in front of us. We have 10 different kinds of wing, rubs, or sauces. We have things like a fisherman's BLT, a set of appetizers, whether it's fried green beans, cheesy grits, and then we have lots of desserts. It's kind of a southern style is kind of our take on it.
And you have a couple of different varieties here in front of us. This one looks particularly interesting. Walk me through some of this.
Yeah, that's our Thai green curry. Our chef Ryan does a great job using blends of spices. This particular one has a little heat to it, but he does a curry slaw. It's got a lot of flavor components to it, a nice little crunch. And then we've got a Nashville hot here that's obviously your staple. That's kind of like when people think fried chicken sandwiches, they think Nashville hot, so we definitely had to have one of those on the menu as well.
Okay, we have to talk about what's on your restaurant week menu. This looks amazing. What's going on here?
We have Baja fish tacos here. That's seared cod, lime crema, pico de gallo. And over here we have our farmer's market burger, kind of one of our best-selling burgers.
That one's fantastic.
One of Josh's favorites.
Yes.
That's got a lot of ingredients on it that aren't necessarily good for you, but they taste awesome.
That's why it's so good, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, of course, you've got the dessert. We've got the classic milkshakes,
We've got
right?
milkshakes. We've got pies. We bring those in from Hubbard Avenue Diner here in town.
Oh, wow.
And so it's kind of, we put together about a 3-course meal for you for restaurant week. You can pick from various entrees. Everything comes with a side salad. And, of course, you also get a dessert, a milkshake, or a pie.
Looks fantastic. Eric, thanks for the time this morning. Thanks for the spread.
Yeah, thank you. Enjoy.
Cheers.
Let's do it. Give me one of these curds already.
Like you hadn't already gone into the curds.
Yes, I ate some before the shoot, during the shoot, after the shoot. Poor Josh and our photojournalist Mark Schilling did not get, I think, a single bite of those puppies.
Mark and I, like, every time it's like, now Leah, wait until after we get the footage. It's like we have to keep our eye on her the entire time. Hey, it was nice having you along this week, a special week. This is always, I mean, obviously there are a couple of restaurant weeks, but it's always just a fun time to be able to support our local spots here in town.
Yes, glad that we could feature them for your In the 608 segment. I'm glad I could come along and indulge with you. It's so wonderful that we take the time to highlight restaurants who might be struggling during the pandemic. So we have taken the time here on the show to highlight every single spot taking part in Restaurant Week. Here's another one, Eno Vino. They have monkfish and risotto on their Restaurant Week menu. They're open for takeout only this week. You can find a full list of their offerings, their phone number, and a list of other Restaurant Week spots over on our Channel 3000 mobile app.
Chris Reese joins us now with a look at the forecast. Chris, a lot of these spots have actually kept their patios open over the wintertime with heaters, and I think they're probably going to see a lot of business this weekend.
Yeah, and the reality is at this point, we're warm enough as Wisconsinites, especially after the freezer that we went through 2 weeks ago. You may not even want the patio heater as you're outside, but it's going to feel good, and we're going to see some sunshine this morning, and that is what matters as we end the week headed into the weekend. A lot of sunshine out there right now. Also some fog. I just saw something really cool on Twitter that unfortunately our camera can't catch, but the downtown skyline with fog on the lakes this morning. So some beautiful stuff taking place if you're out and able to see that. 20 degrees our temperature right now. Most of us are waking up into the teens and 20s. We will warm up as we go throughout the day. We're quiet on radar, but we are going to track that next system as it moves in later on tonight. We'll highlight that again in the sprint. Expect more sunshine though throughout the morning before clouds return this afternoon. Highs in the upper 30s to near 40.
Thank you very much, Mr. Reese. 6:48. Stick around. The sprint is coming up after the break.
And it is 6:48. And also, February 26th, we want to say happy birthday to Leah.
Aw.
I know. Love that name. Haley, Aliyah, and all the other kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us on News 3 Now this morning.
Happy birthday, girls.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
It's the A1 Furniture and Mattress Instant Cashback event. Save up to 40% off store-wide. Plus, get $50 instant cash back on every $500 you spend. Take advantage of 4 years free financing with qualified purchase. Shop in-store or online. Only at A1 Furniture.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour, and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution. Just snap, swab, and smile.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. Power Swabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean. And people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, by ordering in response to this advertisement, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
The Great American Sales Event at your local Ford store has just been extended. Don't miss out on Flex Buy with 0% APR for 66 months plus $1,000 President's Day cash on top of other offers on select SUVs. With added days of deals on America's best-selling brand, now's a great time to buy. Hurry in or shop online before March 1st. Choose Flex Buy in a 2021 Explorer with 0% APR for 66 months plus $1,000 President's Day cash. Hurry! The Great American Sales Event ends soon.
Get instant cash back on every mattress purchase over $500 only at A1 Furniture. Save up to 40% off top name brand mattresses. Plus, get instant cash back and 4 years free financing with qualified purchase. Shop in-store or online now at A1 Furniture.
News 3 Now, your vaccine information headquarters.
Welcome back. 6:52, time for the morning sprint.
Today marks 1 year since the Molson Coors mass shooting. Taylor Lazenby live in Milwaukee with reaction. Taylor?
Hey, Josh, that's right. 1 year later, and we still don't have a motive for the employee responsible for shooting and killing 5 of his coworkers before turning the gun on himself. Witnesses and families interviewed by police don't understand why the shooter killed his coworkers that day. One witness says he had some sort of issue with another one of the victims, but didn't know what. Another says racist incidents may have played a part. We have more on what Molson Coors is doing to help its employees today. That's on our website at channel3000.com.
FDA committee is expected to recommend emergency use for the Johnson & Johnson vaccine this morning. That means it could be approved as soon as this weekend. The FDA has already determined the vaccine is safe and effective. If the FDA ultimately gives it the green light, Wisconsin could see extra doses as early as next week.
The $15 minimum wage provision is at risk in President Biden's coronavirus relief package. The nonpartisan Senate parliamentarian says it does not comply with budget reconciliation, a process that would have allowed Senate Democrats to pass the entire bill as is without Republican support. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says the provision will stay in the bill it's voting on today, leaving it for senators to remove when it hits the upper chamber.
The state's outdated unemployment system software will officially get a facelift. Governor Evers signed a bill to modernize it yesterday. The software hasn't been updated since the 70s. The Department of Workforce Development has blamed it for significant delays in response times and payments.
More than a year later, officials have now arrested a person in connection to an unsolved murder in the town of Leeds. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office says they've arrested 43-year-old Jason Kahuski on one count of first-degree intentional homicide. Police say he shot and killed Keith Wolf in the basement of his home in September 2019. They recovered a handgun used in the homicide and other evidence. Kahuski is in the Columbia County Jail awaiting an initial court appearance.
The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office is identifying the man who was shot and killed this week in Sun Prairie. 29-year-old Shanton Robinson was from Marshall. A forensic autopsy shows he died from the gunshot wound. Police say he was shot somewhere around Broadway Drive Tuesday afternoon. He was eventually dropped off at a clinic in Madison and then later died at the hospital. So far, no suspects have been identified.
A new act aimed at ending discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity is headed to the Senate. The House passed it yesterday, mostly along party lines. If passed, it will amend the 1964 Civil Rights Act to protect people from discriminating based on sexual orientation and gender identity in employment, housing, and other public services.
Illinois Representative and UW-Madison alum Marie Newman is going viral this morning for this video right here. Newman has placed a transgender pride flag outside of her office in D.C. It's in retaliation to an anti-trans sign posted by her office neighbor, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. Greene opposes civil liberties for the LGBTQ community and tried to block the passage of the Equality Act yesterday. Newman has a transgender daughter and says without the bill, her daughter can be discriminated against.
Tiger Woods is waking up in a new hospital this morning, continuing his recovery after a rollover crash. Woods had surgery on his right leg and ankle at the Harbor UCLA Medical Center before being transferred to Cedars-Sinai. Investigators say Woods has no memory of the Tuesday crash. That crash has been ruled an accident and no criminal charges are expected.
Before you head out the door, you're going to want to make sure your car isn't part of this latest recall. Hyundai now recalling 82,000 of its electric cars. 15 owners have reported car fires. The company says the batteries need to be replaced. Nobody was hurt and none of the fires happened in the U.S. It's going to cost Hyundai about $900 million.
And of course, we are planning the day on this beautiful and sunny Friday. Temperatures are starting out in the 20s. We're going to be warming up into the upper 30s and low 40s. By the time you get towards the afternoon, look for more cloud cover moving into the mix as well. We sit at 20 degrees in Madison this morning. The wind chill all the way down to 13. Some of us are into the teens with our air temperature. Jade's Hill at 16, 14 in both Lone Rock and Boscobel. We're going to be watching a very weak system move in tonight with a little bit of a freezing rain and snow mix. That gets out of here quickly as we head into Saturday and Sunday.
Thank you very much, Chris. And thanks for joining us this week, folks. Enjoy that sunrise. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here Monday.